Grit and resilience are buzzwords these days. I call it hustle. And even I have times when I feel my hustle is low and I have to go into what I call the hustler's repair shop. Stay tuned, I am going to unpack my top 3 techniques to overcome adversity. Hi everyone, I'm Fia Fasbinder and welcome to Moxie Talk, where we help you find your voice, share your message, and lead with confidence. Today we are talking about how to overcome hard things in your life and maintain your hustle. But before I go into that, I would love for you to hit that alert button if you're watching this on YouTube so you get all of our newest videos, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that. So hustle is in my DNA, and hustle is definitely something that I both practice and preach. But even I have times when things feel too scary, too overwhelming, too difficult, if not impossible, or I just got knocked down so many times that I don't feel like I can get up again. If you're feeling this way, believe me, I get it. Sometimes all hustlers have to go into what I call the hustler's repair shop. So here are my top 3 techniques that I use to pick myself up and dust myself off when I feel like I've lost my shine. Now, I know there are a lot of people out there who talk about overcoming adversity. So I thought I would approach this video in a different way. Instead of talking about what you, the viewer, should do, I'm going to talk about what I do. These are my 3 steps that work for me without fail. And hopefully you can find some value in what I do and how I approach being gritty and overcoming adversity. And when it's tempting to just throw the towel in. Because believe me, I'm human. I'm a working mom. I'm a business founder and CEO who built a company from the ground up. And even I have my moments when quitting would be so much easier and the easiest solution to take. First on my hustler repair shop list is to move my body. When I do that, there is an intuition or a knowing that comes to the surface. Answers appear when I sweat and I move. Also, after a good sweat session, at least for me, I feel ready to tackle anything, to boss up and handle challenges. Now, I know for some of you, your choice of movement may not be sweat-inducing, but any form of movement, like walking and yoga, can do this too. That's totally cool. The point is to move your body. And I don't want to get too high level or too philosophical here, but if you think about it, life is really movement and energy. And when we stop moving, we stagnate. A rolling stone gathers no moss, right? We all grew up hearing that saying. When I move, I can literally feel my body filling with energy and joy and heating up and starting to circulate. I get all my systems moving. It's almost like if you've ever made a smoothie in a blender and you know that time when it's starting to blend and all of a sudden all the ingredients start going around like that. I feel that in my body. And even with all of that movement and that energy, for me, there's a stillness in my mind, almost like a coming to the present moment and a knowing. Answers come to me, solutions come to me, ability to solve problems and conquer challenging situations come to me. And there's actually neuroscience behind that. When we are in stress, our cortisol levels spike and we begin to go into fight, flight, or freeze. And the freeze is what I'm really concerned about here, because freezing, even like modern day freezing, is what we call stagnation. It's procrastination. It's the putting off of something that means something to us because it's scary. It's the not doing something, like just standing still out of fear. And the antidote to that is really movement. And when I'm in that low level or high level of anxiety, at least for me, I overthink and overworry and overanalyze everything. I definitely suffer from analysis paralysis. But when I move my body, I stop thinking and start doing. So one caveat to moving, and I think it's important, at least for me, is to push myself to uncomfortable places and not quit. Because change, strength, growth, plus all of the dreams and goals that I have, the things that I want to achieve require discomfort. And if I don't quit in these physically uncomfortable situations, I know that I don't have to quit outside of running or biking or dancing. I can handle adversity, both physical, mental, on the bike, on the running trail, and also outside of that. And I know and I trust that I will be stronger afterwards. There is truly a knowing that I can do hard things. And this might not be for everyone. All I'm saying is, while you're moving your body, don't quit. Don't have a heart attack. Don't push yourself that hard. Go slower if you need to, but don't quit. Prove to yourself that you are not going to let your mind that craves safety and comfort take the easy way out and talk you out of doing that thing you showed up to do. Don't let the couch potato in your head, as I like to call it, win. Because when you quit, and even just quitting going on a walk or a trail or a run or a bike, believe me, and there have been times in my life when I want to quit, but I'm telling you right now, when you quit, when you give up on yourself, there's really no worse feeling. So I want to end my first technique for the Hustler's Repair Shop telling you about a time where life was very uncomfortable for me and everything in my body wanted to quit, and it would have been so much easier to throw the towel in, and yet I kept going. And that was really when COVID hit, Moxie, which was still a growing company, hit rock bottom. The world of public speaking and presentation skills, nobody needed that right now. People were guarding their wallets. People weren't investing in themselves. People weren't doing trainings anymore. And we went, the faucet just completely dried up. There were no clients. There were no one-on-one coaching clients. There were no group trainings going on. And everything that I had worked towards creating this company that was my North Star, and really, I know, one of my purposes on this planet, it was gone. And it would have been so much easier to say, well, I gave it a shot. It didn't work out. I'm going to take my life in another direction and maybe, not start another company, because that's difficult and that's scary and it requires a lot of financial risk. And everything, would have been so much easier if I just took a corporate job or went back to education or something where I got a paycheck and insurance. And yet I knew in my bones that would be the easy route, but not the right route. And so I kept going. We kept going. My team kept going. And we built Moxie from the ground up. And it's now doing better than ever. Better than ever. And things are not easy. Things are still difficult. They're always difficult when you have your own company, when you're an entrepreneur. But I know that just hanging in there and not quitting in the face of adversity and discomfort, for me, was the right decision. The second thing I do in the Hustler's Repair Shop, and this is kind of in the same lines of not quitting and moving your body, is to keep showing up. Show up, do the work every damn day. When I want to quit or give up and the problem or the goal or the task at hand seems unsurmountable, I remind myself that Rome was not built in a day. But if I keep showing up and I keep chipping away at it, I'll get there eventually. There really is no race to that goal, except the race that I'm pushing myself to finish in some ungodly speed. So I have to just slow down and keep going. Take the, tortoise and the hare approach, the tortoise that just keeps chugging along until he finally or she finally makes it to the finish line. And I do this. And I don't back up down. I don't give up. I preach this all the time to my clients, all the time. Showing up is truly the hardest part. We're going to get knocked down. You got to get back up. You can't top out, because tapping out is seriously the easy way out. And, like I said, there's neuroscience behind that. Our brain craves safety. Our brain will do anything in its power to keep you from showing up. It will try to talk you out of anything by making you procrastinate, catastrophize, imposter syndrome, that you're not the right person to do it. And it's really up to you to say, no, I'm good, brain. Thanks for trying to protect me. I totally appreciate it, but I got this. Because for me, something happens when I continue to show up after a setback or a failure. When I encounter an embarrassing moment, I start to have this confidence and this trust that I can handle adversity. And confidence really is the side effect of hustle. Do you remember those would you rather games that we used to play as kids? I sometimes have to play the adult version of that game in my head, and it looks something like this. Fia, would you rather not show up to this high-stakes workshop with the C-suite of a Fortune 500 entertainment company so that you don't possibly fail in some way? Or would you rather face your fears and your imposter syndrome that they might not think you're good enough and walk away knowing that at least you coached literally some of the most important people in the entertainment industry? So when I put it that way to myself, I almost always choose possible failure in the name of moving towards achieving something that is important to me instead of playing it safe. So I always choose that, yeah, I might fail, but I am also still moving towards this thing. I would rather fail than stagnate. I recently heard an interview with a really well-known comedian, and she was talking about failure and comedians' failure. And she was saying that for a comedian, and this is very true for me as well as a trainer, that you really can't practice without an audience. You need that audience to practice because the audience is so much a part of the act. And it's really the same when you are a trainer or a coach. Half of your success is really the person you're coaching or the audience you're training. So you have to practice in front of an audience, and you have to accept that you are gonna bomb. It's not always gonna work. You're gonna have some test pancakes out there that just fall flat and never rise. And that is part of getting good. And this particular comedian said that the only way to get funny is to bomb. Like, no comedian ever gets funny by, successful acts. They don't walk off the stage and like, oh, that went so well, now I'm instantly funny. You've got to bomb and bomb hard in order to get funny. It is the same with workshops and creating trainings and being a coach to some very high stakes people. You have to accept that you might fail in order to get better. And so that requires you to show up. If you are so afraid of failure that you just don't show up because you might possibly fail, then you never get better. So this would you rather game that I play with myself so that I just show up, which I know is the hardest part, is really my go-to second technique in my Hustlers Repair Shop. And the third thing I do to find my shine again is lean on my tribe. We often feel that we have to handle challenges by ourselves. And there are times when we're trying to achieve a goal or handle a challenge that we do have to go at it alone. When I'm speaking, I'm the only one on that stage. But we don't have to do the whole thing by ourselves. Building a community of like-minded people and leaning on them for support, encouragement, gentle nudging, advice, passing the torch on is worth its weight in gold. You're not alone. And I know it can feel that way when we're in the middle of something hard and we just want to give up. And I see this with my clients and their fear of public speaking. They always think that they are the only one that feels this way, that they are the only one that's nervous, that they are the only one that gets nervous. They think that they exist in isolation in this feeling. But as soon as they say something aloud, like, I'm really nervous, or I have a huge fear of public speaking, people in the room inevitably say, yeah, me too. And then there's this built-in support and resonance that comes from that. For me personally, I find my support in my team at Moxie, my husband, who's also our president, a few friends that share the same mindset as me and same professional goals. And honestly, the workout trainers that help me prove to myself that I can do hard things if I just get out of my own way. Tribe is everything. And it's the quality, not the quantity of the tribe. You just need one or two ride or dies that you know you can lean on no matter what. And also think about what kind of support you want from your tribe. For me personally, I need my tribe members that are not going to let me talk myself out of doing hard things or scary things. Maybe that's not what you need, but communicate with your tribe how you would like them to support you. Okay, that's it. So as a recap, when you need to go into the Hustler's Repair Shop, here's what I recommend for you. This is what I do when I need to heal or mend and then get back at it. First of all, move your body. Second of all, force yourself to keep going, keep showing up. And third, lean on your tribe. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you know somebody that would benefit from a little bit of hustle advice, please pass this video on, share it, like it, have them subscribe to our channel. And if you want to know more about Moxie Institute, my baby, my company, check out moxieinstitute.com. We've got lots of good classes going on that will definitely help your hustle. And until next time, continue to live boldly, lead brilliantly, and speak with Moxie.